She is coming, and so are we. Sorry. Anyways, what does Lacrima the Scarlet Sorrow do? If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Fiendsmith card from your deck to the graveyard. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, quick effect, you can target one Fiendsmith Link monster in your graveyard, shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, special summon that monster. So on summon you can basically foolish a Fiendsmith Engraver, which is better than you probably think. The second effect is a good effect, but without playing the new Link 3, which I am not sure if we will, even though it's a good card, I don't see it being worthwhile to keep in the graveyard just for that. So we have to see about that, since our extra deck is just way too full. And all the stuff I'm going to say or try to explain in this video isn't just exclusively for Yugioh, it's more or less for every deck that can incorporate the Fiendsmith engine. I like this card, cool effect, cool monster, cool artwork, and let's just see what it does in practice. This is just an example deck list, we will not play that version post Rage of the Abyss, I can promise you that. But to show you what that card basically does is, it begins in the deck list basically. We can cut Necroquip Princess. Yep, no use case for that anymore at all, since Lacrima basically does everything we have Necroquip in for. So let's just see what Lacrima can do. Currently I do believe that card is in one-off, but even if you draw it, it's still combo. I mean, it's in one-off that gives a lot of versatility, isn't even a soft break or something. I mean, maybe in the future we play even more than one. We start by normal summoning the Scarlet effect to pitch Engraver, and now we use the Scarlet to link into Requiem, so we get a lot more Engravers and Light Fiends into rotation. After that we use Engraver's Graveyard effect to shuffle back the Requiem to special summon itself. Link 2 into Sequence, and now we go of course into Aerial Eater by shuffling back the Scarlet and one Engraver. Aerial Eater effect to pitch of course, what else? The Lotus, and now we need to play Muckraker. Without Muckraker, Scarlet isn't a good one-cut combo, but don't worry about that, I already made a deck profile, or a deck basically post Rage of the Abyss, and once the release is closer I will of course publish that. Link into Muckraker effect to reborn the Lotus, and now we are locked into Fiends, but regardless of that the endboard is still pretty sick. Effect Lotus to get Spirit to the field, Spirit effect to of course set Nightmare Pain. Nightmare Pain effect popping the Spirit, adding Squirmer. I feel like I've said those sentences already 1,000 times, but anyways. Effect Spirit to get the OG to the field. The next step is to fuse into Phantom by shuffling away the Spirit and one Lotus in the graveyard. Effect Squirmer to special summon itself, and now we link into Yama. Yama effect adding of course the best doggy. After that we activate the Squirmer to reborn the Yugioh, and now we link into Rage. Shavara effect to pop the Rage so we can add back the Engraver, and we can reborn with Yama the Rage. Next step is of course to activate Engraver to add Tract to the hand. Activate Tract to not grab Blurry, no, now we grab Engraver so we have another one in the graveyard, since we still have Aerial Eater in rotation or in the graveyard, and I want to make use of that. Effect Aerial Eater to banish both Fiendsmith Engravers to special summon itself, so we can now overlay into Caesar. So I know that combo seems pretty weird, since we rarely use Muckraker, but I do think it's actually quite nice and pretty strong if you keep in mind that only one Lacrima or Scarlet does that, and we don't really want to utilize Scarlet that way anyways. It's just a plan B if you do not have any other choice, so keep that combo in mind, maybe sometimes in the future you will need that. Now I'm going to show you Lacrima's or Scarlet's actual use case. I'm not quite sure how to name the card since we already have a card with her name. Anyways, that combo is why Lacrima is quite strong and gives us a lot more room in the extra deck. By a lot I mean exactly one slot, which if you ask me is a lot in today's meta. Normal summon Beckoning Beast, activate its effect to add Gates. Gates effect to add another Beckoning Beast. Extra normal summon on that Beckoning Beast, link into Closed Heaven. Link 1 into Requiem, Requiem effect to get the Scarlet Sorrow in rotation. That card is a way better summon of Requiem, since now we can just activate its effect to pitch one engraver, ultimately fixing the problem that in that spot you need one additional light fiend or monster in general to extend. And that is also the reason why we don't have to use Necrocrip or play Necrocrip Princess anymore, since Lacrima basically does what Necrocrip did for us before that. Which, if you ask me, is pretty great. Anyways, we activate Engraver's effect to shuffle back Closed Heaven to special summon Engraver. Link 2 into Sequence, and now we use Sequence's effect to go into Aerial Eater by shuffling back 2 Beckoning Beasts. Aerial Eater effect to pitch Lotus. Gates effect discarding a random card to get Samsara Lotus to the field. Lotus effect to get Spirit. You already know what happens now. Set Nightmare Pain, effect Nightmare Pain, popping the Spirit, adding Squirmer, effect Spirits to get the Yugioh to the field. Effect Squirmer, link into Yama, Yama effect to grab the red dog. Now we fuse into Phantom by shuffling back 1 Lotus and 1 Spirit of Yubel. Squirmer effect to special summon Yubel. Now we link both Yama and Yubel into Rage. Red Dog effect to pop the blue dog, chainlink 1 Rage to target the engraver to add it back to the hand, chainlink 2 Yama to reborn the Rage, and now we have to pop the Shavara since we don't actually have a use case for it anymore in that combo. Shavara effect to set the chamber, engraver effect to add Tract, and now we use Tract to add Lurry. Exactly, that's the biggest difference between those combos, I think, that now we have to use Lurry so we can extend a little bit more. A Lurry effect to special summon itself, effect Tract to fuse Lurry and Sequence into Lacrima. Lacrima effect to special summon back the Sequence. And now we can use Rage and Sequence to go into Appaloosa, and by using both level 6s on the field we can go into Caesar, and that's basically it. Only by having 1 Beckoning Beast basically, and thanks to Lacrima we actually save 1 slot in the extra deck for utility or something else. Rage of the Abyss will change a lot, the meta, our deck building in general, because of 1 evil card. It also gives us a lot more new toys, new tools in general to play with, and if this month's ban list is great, and I mean that, like it has to be nuclear, the format can be okay-ish. The only thing that holds it back from being great is probably the new elephant in the room, but we have to see about that. Other than that, I'm very hopeful for the future. Maybe in the future, like I already mentioned, we play more than 1 Scarlet, but at first glance, in my mind at least, it sounds like the perfect one-off. There is a lot of other stuff to come, for example a new cool quickspell in my opinion, a level 10 archetype that maybe after some testing has at least some synergy with Yubel, not quite sure yet. I mean, it probably makes Varudras a lot better, but our deck is so tight already. We don't have any space in the extra deck, we virtually don't have any space in the main deck, so we have to see about that. It's fun to test it with Yubel at least, I can say that, but if it's optimal to play together, probably not. A lot of changes in the upcoming months, I'm all here for it. Regardless of anything happening, the ban list may be even hitting Yubel already, the new Maxi, new combos, new support cards in general. Just by being subscribed to this channel, you will live through that, because I also have to live through that, and I will share everything on YouTube with you. Until then, see ya.